Welcome to GabTalks, where we provide tools, tips, and techniques to help your life and business be easier, better, and faster. Hello, everybody. How are you? I am Gabriella, and this is GabTalks Success Tips from Experts. And today I get to bring to you the awesome and the absolute amazing Aaron Leung. How are you today, Aaron?
All right. Thank you very much, Gabe. Really happy to be here.
Absolutely. So we are delighted to have you as well. You and I met in several networking events and we had an opportunity to have a conversation, and I was quite impressed with what you shared with me. So I would like you to share with our audience about your expertise.
Now, for me, I've specialized in the art of public speaking. I've been in this field for a very long time, 15 years. When I was very small, I always believed that in this entire world, what is most important is having the voice of your own. And that took 15 years to research new ways and also connecting my voice to the world.
So let me ask you, everyone who is an expert has a story that got them to where they are to be the expert they are today. Will you share with our audience about that?
When I was back in secondary school years, I was a victim of a bullying, literally. And that time, I really want to voice up literally on how to express your thoughts. But during that time, the bullies are getting you everywhere. You try to voice up, people just shut you down. The teachers are not much help. Parents are thinking that they're just playing with you. And I couldn't find a platform to say anything out. So during that time, when I try to speak out, I want to make a difference because I know even though I might be the victim, there might be lots of silent victims along the way. So that makes me to be more motivated in the art of training myself up in public speaking. And that's the start to my career there. I spent 2 years trying to get out the loop of depression due to the victimization, but sharing stories do help me a lot. And once I share the stories, I start to see people around me being affected and impacted. Some feel elevated, some feel inspired, some share my stories to other people.
Wow, that is so powerful. And it resonates with me as well because I too was bullied as a kid and felt like when I would try to speak up, I would be told that I was trying to get all the attention on me or other things. So I absolutely appreciate your story because I think a lot of kids, when we're adults, we recognize, but when we were kids, we didn't. And I think it will resonate with a lot of people about finding their own voice and having been bullied as a kid. So one of the things that we also ask of our guests is inspiration and influence, because we all have certain key things that inspire us and influence us on our path. You had a really interesting quote and a really interesting story to go with that quote. Will you share that with us, please?
Always stay calm and be happy in doing whatever you do. Now, this quote is originally from my grandfather, who is a colleague, is someone that is of inspiration to me. I'm sure every one of you may have a grandparent that may care about you so much, and they are always with you. That person is like a glazing sun that's shining on my heart. And during my darkest days, he always inspired me with this quote and tell me to keep happy, stay happy, do whatever you want to do. And I always think about maybe I don't have that thought. Maybe I'm really scared of not making that difference. I'm always overthinking because I'm an introvert. But introvert is no big deal. There are introvert and extrovert doesn't make that big difference. It's just about we are more sensitive to other people's thoughts and feelings.
Yeah.
And when he told me about that, it just let me feel, wow, there's someone that I can look up to. So during my darkest days when I was bullied, he was there. He gives me this inspiration and this quote. Unfortunately, during those years, at the final year of my secondary school years, my grandpa passed away. And that quote stays with me forever. And that is also my inspiration that keeps me on doing whatever I like to do in helping others with the art of public speaking.
Yeah, that's incredible. I think that many people have a life code that they live by that was inspirational. Many of our audience do have family members that do wind up inspiring them and helping them develop their life code. So that's a really interesting take on your influence and your inspiration. I really appreciate you sharing that with us. Hello, hello, awesome listener. Thank you so much for joining us today at GabTalks Success Tips from Experts. We're going to take a short break and say thank you to our sponsors. It is through the generous support of these sponsors that we are able to bring to you these amazing experts that are sharing their best tips for your success. So please listen to what our sponsors have to say, and hopefully they're going to inspire you that you're going to click their links and go support them.
This is Tony Stark Polici, copywriter, marketing consultant, and author. And I have a question for you. If you could take $20 and turn it into 1,000 or 5,000 or 10,000 or 100,000, would you do it? Well, you can. And it's not through gambling. It's not investing in the stock market. It's by buying this book. That's right, my book. This was voted number 9 out of the top 100 best copywriting books ever written, and I wrote it for you, for business owners, to help you write better emails, better sales copy, better advertisement, to communicate better in all of your marketing and business communications. This book will change your business and your life. Try it. You're going to love it.
Global Prosperity Academy, GPA, is a community of like-minded individuals that are heart-centered and mission-driven, focusing on high-level communication training, leadership development, and strategic community building. Take a look at the video in the link below and see how GPA is right for you. So if you were able to go back and talk to yourself when you were in secondary school and all of this stuff was going on, if you could give yourself one piece of advice, what would that be?
Well, that's very deep for me. If I really can turn back time, if I really have that ability, I just visualize myself, hey, young Aaron, I want to tell you something. Stand up and be strong. I always wanted to be strong, but I only just think about it. At that time, I want to be an action doer, person that makes that difference. And I want to say one more thing to him and say, speak up. Now, that time I could have done that, but I couldn't. Now, speaking up can have lots of impact. Speaking up doesn't mean that you have to be surrounded in school. You can speak up to different platforms, reach out to different people, and you never know. There's always someone that's willing to reach out and help you. If you never asked, never tried, no one knows. If I really have time to turn back time, tell that, speak up, do it. Make sure people hear your voice.
Another thing that I want to touch on that you just said was being an action doer. And I totally get that, because I find myself, I wish I was more of an action doer. And I sometimes find myself in what we call analysis paralysis. And you're right, when you're bullied as a kid, when you try to take action and you get pushed down, you just fall into these habits of not being an action taker or being afraid. Do you have anything you want to share about that?
During that time, I lost someone very important for not being able to speak up. I lost someone precious because of not voicing up. That person is gone forever, went to a better world. And that leaves a quite big scar for me. If I could have voiced up, could I make that difference? And life is too short to count make us regret the things that we do. We may have 100 years and we think it's long, but when we grow older, just like you and I, we grow older, we realize a lot of different things out there. We realize that we don't have too much time to regret. Move on, keep forward.
Yeah.
And losing that person makes me awake. And then it instilled me and say, look, I got to speak up. I got to help other people to also voice up to, because they are also looking for someone out there that you reach out and is able to help you. Now, the power of voice is within everyone, but it's about all how we share that makes that difference.
Absolutely. And in fact, right above your head there, it says connect, relate, elevate. And that's a big part of your message and your TED Talk. So at this point, I would like to ask you what tips that you have for our audience that they can actually put into action right now to help them get that much closer to success.
Through that, the word connect, relate, and elevate are 3 codes of mine. And there's a slogan that I have for myself too. It means connecting your voice, creating your choice. If you're able to tap into your potential in your voice to reach out to people, you're able to start making a difference. So the first tip that I would like to share a lot is less is more. It's just like the simplest words of I like you, I love you, or maybe other words, but you're able to feel the essence behind every single impact. It's about how you say it, vocal variety wise. You don't need to say a lot of words to make that difference. Just simple words. It gets the message out. Number 2, for the nice little tip that I would like to share, keep it simple and short. Be positive and keep it simple and short. Because in our minds, when you share your stories, when you actually communicate with people, there is a limited amount of words that your audience can listen to. We only can remember 20, 30 keywords. And then when you could put the word, keep it simple and short. We want to make it simple for people to understand. Keep it simple and short, because short, the part is relatability. We can remember, retain our memories related to it. So these two tips are really essential. The last tip that I would like to share is something called G.L.O.V.E.S, GLOVES. It's an evaluation technique that helps you to check yourself on your speaking style. G stands for gestures. When you look at how you communicate, you can actually look into your friend's eyes and see how you relate. You can ask for your friend's opinions. Are you making unusual gestures around and disturbing people? Or are you making a gesture to further impact on what you say? So gestures. L, the language. Now, when it says language, it means the words that you choose. Are you making someone uncomfortable? Are you making people less cultural sensitive? Oh, it's about originality. Now, what do we mean by originality in this sense is that, hey, you're sharing an original story, or you want to share a story of other people's stories. Now, if I'm hearing from another person's story, then I won't ask you. I just ask that person directly, or maybe look at his TED Talk. I want something that's really original from you, that makes you who you are today. That originality is a really nice kick there. V, vocal variety, your voice, vocalize and share more. You vocalize saying the same words like, I like you, I like you, I like you. 3 different tones, 3 different pauses, 3 different speeds, 3 different meanings with 3 same words. When you actually share with that, but then using the different tones, it makes a difference. I like you with an angry face that is not happy, not telling you like it part. So it's more like listen carefully. It's train our listening skills. One of the best part about communication and public speaking is we are not focusing on how you speak more. We also focus on how you listen more. It increases communication efficiency there. The last E is how you express yourself. When I express, everyone has your own unique style. And that's my dedication. I'm able to find your unique style there. But when you talk about your style, is it a dynamic style that you like to walk around the stage and move around? Or are you a very authentic person that spreads and connects with your tone? Or are you the professional, empowering speaker that wants to inspire millions of people? And you have very strong gestures to show the confidence in you. That E, expressions, shows who you are in a nutshell. So G.O.L.V.E, GLOVE. If you want to add the S, any specialty, any unique things that makes you stand out, we call that as specialty. Gloves, if you're wearing 2 gloves.
I think those tips are amazing. So when you were talking about KISS, of course, my brain went, keep it simple, silly. And then you said, keep it simple and short. So for someone like me, who likes to talk, ergo GabTalks, I think keep it simple and succinct would probably be a really good way to say it. I know my tagline is kind of long, but it's very succinct. It's very specific in the words. So that would be another way to say KISS. And I think that GLOVES was really interesting. I know a bunch of people that do acronyms. I've never heard that one before. And that one was really powerful because I teach social media, and in the written word, how do you convey emotion? And I talk about the emojis and the emoticons being the way to set the tone of the written word. I like how you talked about vocalization a lot. Do you want to speak a little bit more about that?
I wish I'm a singer. The first thing when I hear it, I was like, oh my, should I say about singing career? Now, vocalization actually focuses on 2 aspects. One is really about the pitch. We call it as a pitch, the highs and lows parts. Number 2 is your speed, because you're able to create different impacts with just the pitch and your speed. Now, what do you mean by that? If you record the moment that you went to a theater and you want to watch a horror movie, there is a saying that when you switch off the music from a ghost or haunted story, you feel less scared. Now, think about the musical tones there. It's like the spooky stuff. There's a climax, the steps walking. You can hear the steps walking quicker and quicker, and you can see the dynamicness. You can see that I'm actually trying to raise my voice a little bit higher. By adding this kind of sensation in that, you're able to make people visualize and stay with you. When you say a story, they're able to present from your first angle view instead of just looking at one direction. So number 2 is making people understand and digest what you say. Most speakers around the world actually make a very big mistake. By speaking very quickly, trying to express the message, and then when the audience are listening through, remember the part about less is more, too many messages and stuff like that, they're unable to catch up with you and you lose your audience there. But we also have to think about how the audience view, because if you want to keep your audience, they will have you just imagine yourself that you are like a tour guide. Hey, come here, we'll bring you around to the neighborhood, and then they follow you by the speed of what you say. If you speak it like very quickly, everything that is something called the build up. So it's not important for me to listen. So when you slow down and pause on the right word, right phrase, they will highlight on the importance there.
Well, that was the bonus tip for this interview. That was amazing. On each episode of GabTalks Success Tips from Experts, we like to highlight a hero sponsor who is a business that chooses to highlight a do-good organization in their own community that is bettering the world. Today's hero sponsor is...
Hello world, this is Z, or you can call me Mr. Z. I am a web developer and I am also a consultant from G.L.O.V.E.S. Today I want to highlight the Unity Foundation. The Unity Foundation is a nonprofit organization with a 46-year history of promoting peace, cooperation, and of course, unity throughout the world. For the past 22 years, the Unity Foundation's main focus has been using their media platforms to help humanitarians working for peace, make this world a better place, and promote the United Nations since 1984. To learn more about the Unity Foundation, please visit their website at www.unityfoundation.world. The link can be found in the show notes. So with that being said, my name is Z from G.L.O.V.E.S, and let's develop a website Z-World is waiting for.
You have a ton of information to share with people, and you are a really great teacher with some really great content that people need to access. So let me ask you, as we're getting close to the end of this interview, where can people find out more information about you?
First stop, if you want to go for it, Google me. Type my name and you'll find a ton of pictures of me.
Yeah.
Trust me, I was like so shocked when my friend told me about it. The second one is LinkedIn. Most of my informations, presentation videos, you can find on my LinkedIn page. So just type Aaron Leung and then you can find me there. Usually I'm associated with TEDx because I always believe in the TEDx vision, really sharing your start ideas forward, really getting the world closer with your ideas there. So feel free to find me there. I'm happy to connect.
And we will get those links in the show notes and description so the audience, the listeners can click on those, reach out to you and find out more information. And I know you also have a special offer for anybody who reaches out to you. Will you share with them what that is?
I have a very exclusive offer just for the audience. If you reach out to me, I love to hear your stories there. I have an executive package for a CEO in you. Now, yeah, that's another acronym. But the thing is, abbreviation, another way, CEO in you. So I believe everyone also can be a CEO. Now, what I mean by CEO is like CEO at public speaking. So this executive course will be offered to you when you reach out to me. The first 10 people that reach out to me will actually have that. Now, don't get me wrong. The first 10 people, when I say first 10 people, is from this video that's going to be launched out. Every single day, there'll be a lucky winner. So don't worry, you will still have me. If you're able to find that video, get me, link up with me and say, hey, you have that offer. Come boy, I want to join that offer. Feel free to reach out to me. And if you happen to be the lucky winner, you will have an executive one-to-one coach with me. And I guarantee you that I will be able to customize your voice, customize your speaking style, and you elevate to a professional that people look up to you and listen to your message.
That is an awesome offer. So you guys, again, links will be down below. Reach out to Aaron in LinkedIn, message him, tell him that you watched the GabTalks interview and that you would like to see if you can get the executive coaching from Aaron. And we will see you on the next episode. Make sure you click the subscribe button. Don't forget to set your reminders so that you find out when the next episode is published. We'll talk to you soon. Hey, thanks so much for watching. We hope you got value today. We want to give a huge shout out of gratitude to our contributors. Please make sure you click the subscribe button below and don't forget to click the bell up above to get reminders when we add new content.